What's up? Hi. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. If you're joining this live and you're with me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, for the next couple of days, I want to go live, especially in this season. This is the beginning of the new year. And I know that I need to speak to my weight loss girlies. Some people are, interested in changing their lives because it's much more than weight loss. Some people are interested in losing weight in this new year. And some might be needing a little bit more encouragement than the others. While some people have already made up their mind, they don't even know where to start. And that's where I come in. So today I'm just going to be sharing with you on how to actually lose weight quickly in 2025. And this is supposed to be like a video, but I thought if I have to wait for all things to be put together, come together, then my procrastination might get in the way, right? So I decided that I just wanted to jump in live real quick and just kind of share and speak to some persons or some people who'll be interested in weight loss and joining getting their results this year. So I just wanted to start real quick and I'm not going to be wasting much time. So for New Year weight loss focus, I know that sometimes people are always like phased, they're discouraged because previous years, like in my experience as well, you might decide that I want to lose weight this year, but it might also be as a result of, it's the new year, it's the new year buzz, everybody's setting new year resolutions, and you kind of feel shy or embarrassed that you want to use the new year to start your weight loss goals. But I'll tell you something for free. Just because people are making ridicule of a particular lifestyle or a particular lifestyle doesn't mean that people are not getting results from it. So just because people are making ridicule of a particular lifestyle doesn't mean certain people are not getting results from it. Or people are making fun of maybe New Year resolutions, especially with the weight loss. Like we all know that everybody sets in their heart. Most people actually, I wouldn't say everybody, but most people sets in their heart to lose weight in the new year, every new year. Like you go to the gym, you see that there's an increased amount, like the gym is at its peak in the new year because everybody is set out, the momentum is high, everybody's pumped up in the new year to lose weight. But then, towards the middle of the year, everybody has faltered away, everybody has been sieved away. Just a few more dedicated people are still grinding at the gym. So you don't want to announce the fact that you want to lose weight this new year. You're kind of discouraged that is it going to be possible. In 2020 I decided I was going to lose weight, that never happened. 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and what's going to make 2025 different? Well, I'm here to tell you that with my encouragement, and if I work with you, I will be more than happy to make this year your weight loss goals, your weight loss year rather. So the first things first that I always say is that you have to start with a clear vision. You have to write your goals clearly. There's just something about writing down your goals as opposed to just thinking it in your head. It has actually been proven in research. According to Ali Abdal, I saw this in a research that psychologists have realized that people that had their goals written down are more likely to achieve their goals than over 46% than people who had not written their goals down. So you will have to sit down with yourself. I know that this is the part where people don't like to sit with themselves. People don't like to be silent or be calm. Do a little bit of introspection and really, really delve deep as to some of the reasons why you possibly may have failed. So before you move into the new year with certain new year resolution goals, you definitely need to have an audit, right? So you have to have an end of year audit as well. You have to kind of see, okay, where did I miss it? Where did I go wrong? Did I surround myself with the wrong foods, the wrong meals? Did I just lose momentum? And if I did lose momentum, why? So why did I lose momentum? Why didn't I fulfill my goals? Didn't I push myself a little further? Or I just felt, well, there was nobody to prove anything to, or you felt like maybe my why wasn't enough. I still feel like I look good. I feel like I'm not the most obese person in the world. I feel like I'm okay. I'm average. I'm medium. I'm overweight, but I'm not obese, right? So those are some of the things that we tell ourselves. Or the fact that, oh, my man loves me like that. Oh, I look good in clothes. Clothes are able to cover it up. Whatever it is that was that resistance to why you didn't lose weight prior, you have to actually sit down, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself the hard truth. I think that's some of the things that we struggle with. We don't like to look ourselves in the mirror and actually speak the truth to ourselves. So I'll need you to do that audit. There are some of the reasons why certain people don't lose weight. Could be that maybe they didn't have the right coaching system, they didn't get the right information, they didn't gather enough knowledge, or maybe they just felt like I didn't see myself achieving this goal in actuality. Like, I know it's possible to lose weight, I know I can do it in but you didn't envision yourself on what it looks like to lose weight. And that brings me to my next point, right? You have to sit now with your why. Now that you've done the audit, right? You've done the audit as to why, you didn't lose weight, or why you failed, if I'm being honest, why you failed with that particular weight loss goal. You have to sit and say, okay, so what is your goal now? What is that thing that's going to make it different this year? Right? So you need to write it down, babe. You need to make it crystal clear, and you need to know your why. Staying focused becomes so much easier when you know your why. Your why could be you just want to feel more confident. You want to feel better, not just look better. You want to be able to keep up with your kids. I know someone who had shared that she would go to a park with her kids and she couldn't like go on all the rides because of her weight. She was extremely obese. And yes, this is an influencer who was obese, and she was making money, getting brand deals off being overweight or obese. If we're being honest, she was like the epitome or the image of fat girls who rock, right? If we're saying it, if we're calling it in all honesty, she was the epitome of people who are obese but they were killing it. She was making money, she was getting brand deals. All her content was centered around how to dress, the plus size, and all her lifestyle content, right? A day in the life of a plus size mom, everything. So you know that for that kind of person to make that kind of change, it must have been a lot. So she said one of her trigger moments was when she had to get on a ride in Disney. Imagine she had traveled all the way to Disney with her kid. And after traveling, she was supposed to go on a ride with her son. And then they were like, no, you can't go on the ride because of your weight. It's supposed to take this certain amount of people, and it can actually affect the ride. I feel like for me, that's definitely a valid enough trigger to be like, you know what? I get it. Everybody knows me for years and years and years. And she's a big, I'm talking about a big influencer who had to make that drastic change. So your why could be that you just want to be able to keep up with your kids. You want to be able to fit into that dress that you've been eyeing. Whatever it is, you have to write it down. But most importantly, here, I like to always say that your why has to be for you. It has to be a personal why. You can't just do it because you want to please somebody else. That's people pleasing, right? So in the long run, even if you do succeed that way, you're not going to be able to maintain that lifestyle because you're not doing it for yourself. Is right. It's not for yourself. It's not out of self-love, right? So you definitely have to write down your why. That's the first thing that I want to say, is that you have to start with a clear vision. Write your goals, write it where it's visible, write it if it's in a journal that you see every day on the first page, write it, print it out as a vision board, whatever it is that you need to be able to see it to eye. There's just something about seeing your goals day to day. Right. So now the next thing that I want to talk about is actually, I know that this season, it's the beginning, it's also a spiritual season. People use fasting as well. But I just wanted to just focus on, setting, just going small steps. I will always be particular about small steps because that's how you achieve big results, with the small steps. So some of the things that I did talk about in my previous life was just kind of filtering some of the things. You have to look at your day-to-day lifestyle, right? Begin to just, even if the first thing that you just, the small step that you just do is begin to track your daily food input. It could, maybe you're lazy about imputing it on a phone or on an app. You could actually get a book, right? So just get a book and then write it down. Write all the things, all the foods you consume, just the ones that you can remember. There's definitely more how would I say, it's more effective when you're able to impute it as you go, right? You actually get more accuracy with that, right? Where maybe you take a cup of tea, whatever you put in it, some coffee creamer, whatever it is, you put sugar, you put honey, just begin to monitor your day, track your meal progress, right? Every day. That's also a step in the right direction. It just gets you to be one-on-one, to face in the mirror with things that you consume from day to day. Because some of us think we don't eat a lot, but in actuality, we eat a lot. So I just wanted you to know that you need to start keeping check of the things that you consume from day to day, right? So I want you to just begin to look at those steps. Even if it's a gallon of water that you take every day, right? Begin to just take baby steps in the right direction. It could be that you just want to focus on going for walks. You don't want to change your diet. You just want to go for a walk, because I always say this thing that you cannot um be working out and be eating unhealthy. There's just something that it triggers in your brain, because then you are telling yourself that you're just wasting all your effort day to day. Whether you're going for a run, you're going for a jog, you're going for a walk. So you go for a walk, then you come back and you eat the most unhealthy meal that is available to you. It doesn't work that way. That's you just sabotaging all your effort, right? And nobody wants to sabotage their own effort with their own hands, right? It's one thing if it's unintentional, but you sabotaging your efforts, it's more, 9 times out of 10 it never happens, right? So I want you to, maybe it could be like you want to be consistent with your workout routine. It could be that you just want to monitor your diet. It could also be that you just want to stop eating maybe by 6 p.m. each day. It could also be that you want to start intermittent fasting. Whatever it is, I just need you to take those small steps. I know that some people need more motivation than others, but I need you to focus on implementing one healthy habit per time, so that you avoid being overwhelmed on your weight loss journey, right? And so that takes me to my next point. You have to set realistic goals. Forget about losing 20 pounds in 2 weeks. Forget about anything that tells you about losing 20 pounds in 2 weeks. We are not about that life. Instead, set smart goals. You want to be specific. For instance, you want to say, I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months, right? That is completely doable. That is more than achievable, right? You want to say, okay, I want to lose 5 pounds in 4 weeks, right? You can say that as a goal. That's actually more realistic. Actually, the healthy amount of weight that you can lose per week is actually 2.2 pounds, or roughly 1 kg per week. That is the normal weight loss for a normal person. Even if you're doing everything right, you're on a calorie deficit, you're working out, you're doing everything right. So the first couple of weeks, your body can actually drop um more weight, just because it's like it's not used to the lifestyle already. So it's like dealing with a whole lot of trauma, and it just loses that weight. But after the first 2 weeks, the actual healthy way for you to lose weight is actually like 1 kg per week, or 2.2 pounds per week, right? So that is completely normal, right? So no matter how much you push yourself, starve yourself, deprive yourself, you still can't go beyond that point. Anything below that, then they are definitely doing some extreme measures, right? So you definitely want to take it easy, and bear in mind that people that are more obese have more tendency to lose more weight, especially in the first 2 weeks. So you can take advantage of that. But regardless, there's still a minimum that your body can go. There's a limit, because your body is trying so hard to hold on to that fat. So speaking to my point number 2, which was setting realistic goals, I was saying that you have to be specific with the amount of pounds that you want to lose in months. You also have to measure your progress. You have to be measured. It has to be measurable. The SMART goals include specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. Right. So you want to be able to measure your progress weekly, because what you don't measure, you can't monitor, right? So you need to be able to measure to see, okay, am I doing something better? Do I need to, tweak a little? Am I eating too much? Am I going for overboard? Am I not working out enough? So you need to be able to measure your progress. For instance, let's say on Monday you start your beginning of the week weight as 40 kg, right? For instance, and then at the end of the week you are still at, maybe you even increase to like 41 kg, then something has to let you know that you're not doing something right, if weight loss is your goal, for instance, right? But if, say for instance, you're measuring your goals and you see that at the beginning of the week you're 40 kg, then at the end of the week you're like 39 kg, you're like, okay, I'm doing everything that needs to be done. But in order for you to know that you're doing everything right, you need to be able to track your progress, and you can do this by measuring your weight. So the next point that I want to speak to is you have to focus on something that is easy to achieve, right? So the goal has to be achievable. You have to focus on small, consistent steps. I feel like I already spoke to this earlier, where you have to kind of focus on just the baby steps was what I was referring to. If it's your diet that you want to focus on for that week, focus on your diet. If it's water you want to focus on for the second week of your weight loss, let's say for instance you made up your mind that you want to start your weight loss this week. So the first week you want to focus on your gallon of water, making sure that you're imputing or you're taking 1 gallon of water each day, right? So that could be like a step in the right direction. It could be that you want to make sure that you're getting 30 minutes of cardio every day. Your diet isn't changing, but you want to make sure that you're consistent. But you have to make sure that the key word for achievable results is to be consistent. So whatever consistent step, it could be that you want to make sure that you're doing a dance routine 20 minutes each day, but you're consistent with it and it's something that you're enjoying as well. So this could also speak to your workout. It could also speak to your meals. Maybe you want to make sure that you're stopping your meals at most at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., whatever it is that works for you, right? So that's what I would say is something that is achievable. Now, you want to make sure that it's relevant. So you definitely want to tie your goals to your why. So you want to lose weight because I want to feel more confident. So this is going to be tied to your why. So whatever it is, it has to be relevant to your why, right? You want to lose weight because you want to fit into that dress. You want to lose weight because you want to be able to keep up with your kids. All of this has to be tied to your why. Like, so if I lose 5 pounds, it's getting me closer to making sure that I'm able to keep up with my kids when we're in the park or we're playing, whatever that is for you. Then also, your realistic goals have to be time bound. So you have to definitely give yourself a deadline. So with me, why I always emphasize on the new year being a good time to start for weight loss is because my birthday is in April, right? April 1st. So I always give myself that between January to March, I need to be able to lose a specific amount of weight before my birthday, right? So it could be that you want to do that as a challenge, right? It has to be time bound. It has to be something that you look forward to, that okay, by May, I want to have lost, 20 pounds, right? It could be that, you want to say by June, I want to have lost 50 pounds, whatever the case is for you, but you have to give yourself a deadline. Everyone knows that if you're setting realistic goals, whatever it is that you're doing, you have to give yourself a deadline. You cannot just say, okay, I'm just going to lose weight for the whole of 2025. Whenever it seems like that happens, whenever I lose the 100 pounds, all glory to God. No, it doesn't happen like that. You have to actually set goals. Whether it is for, even if it's like you're writing a book or you're doing whatever, everybody has a deadline. There's a deadline for homework and assignments to be turned in. Definitely there's a deadline for you to meet your goals. That just means that you're taking it seriously. The next thing that I want to talk about is that your plan, whatever plan you decide to work with, right? It has to fit your lifestyle. If you're a busy mom like me, you have to try and, for instance, I would always make sure that I was preparing my smoothies or whatever it was. I was getting everything that I needed to get over the weekend, right? So I would buy all my fruits. I would go like grocery shopping, what I call my healthy grocery list. I would have that already made up at Friday evening. Sometimes I do bi-weekly, sometimes I go every weekend. But by Friday, Saturday, I'll get my groceries ready. Then Saturday, Sundays, specifically Sundays were my meal prepping days. And then I would have that, put that in the fridge, put it where within my eyesight so that I can see it and not reach out for the unhealthy stuff. So we have to create a plan that works for your specific lifestyle, right? Some people might be doing night shift jobs. Some people might have other kinds of jobs that they do. And maybe your off days are during maybe like Tuesday, Wednesdays. Those are when you get your off days. So of course, those are your own weekend days. So definitely you want to buy grocery, make up your grocery list Tuesday and Wednesday, go for your grocery run. And then if it's a Wednesday, you just prepare your meals, but you get the point, right? And you can also have your kids help. Just make it like a fun moment. Don't make it monotonous. Don't make it where it's dragging, when it's like, oh my God, this weight loss. So, now make you Jesus, like, what is this? Why do I have to deal with all of this? Why is this such a drag? Don't make it a drag. Just make it like a fun, healthy lifestyle. And of course, whatever it is that you're meal prepping, let it be something that you look forward to reaching out to. It's not something that you're depriving yourself of. It has to be healthy. I would always recommend a low carb, high protein packed diet, more veggies as well. Those are good diets that you can. As for me, I was able to do this with like smoothies because I get tired of eating fruits. At some point, I'm like, after like the first week, I was doing like fruits. I just got tired and I just switched it up to smoothies, right? So that could be it for you. I have like a whole book dedicated to how I was able to lose weight on a smoothie diet. And I also have like a free template for those. I think I forgot to mention this. For those who are looking to track their weight loss progress, I have a free tracker that I'm going to be putting in this in the description box of this live. I'm going to be putting that tracker where you can download it for free, and it's just going to help you track your progress, and you're able to tweak and take note of what you did better, what you didn't do, what you want to get out of your way, so that it doesn't serve as an impediment to your results. So I have all of that as well. And with the meal prepping, I'm also going to be working on creating like a meal prep list. I have like a whole plan of the smoothies that I drank, things that help me get my weight loss together. I'm going to be sharing that with you in the forthcoming live videos as well. So look out for that as well. So if you're not a gym fan, for instance, you want to dance in your living room or go for a walk with your friends or your kids, consistency beats perfection every time, right? So you definitely want to create a plan that works for you, also with your workout routine as well. So if it's dancing, like I said, dancing is a very, very good cardio. So if you want to praise, like for me, I would always do Friday praise, right? Friday praise night with my God. So I'll always praise every Friday. So that was it for me. It made me look forward to the Fridays, right? So even if during the week I don't maybe like running, jogging, jump rope, whatever, Fridays were my praise days. So you definitely want to create a plan that works for you. See, workout, the idea is to just burn calories, right? But if you're good with your diet, half the work is already done, right? So with that being said, I also want to talk about that this mindset of you have to deprive yourself of every single thing is one of the reasons that I see that people don't go through with losing weight. Some people think that, oh my God, when they hear diet, when they think weight loss, they think weight loss equal punishment. And that is wrong. Weight loss is not equal punishment. Actually, you're going to feel better for it. You're going to feel your best when you lose weight. Like you can, challenge me on that. You're going to feel your best. You're going to look your best. Trust me. But most importantly, I think is the confidence feel, is how you begin to carry yourself. You begin to value yourself. You begin to consider the things that you put in your body. With that being said, it's okay to always indulge. Like you can indulge in a small treat. I personally wouldn't say that I indulged as much, right? I wouldn't say, because I'm someone that likes to put my mind to it. But I would say over the weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday, when I go for grocery shopping, I would always buy myself something to reward myself if I did do good during the week, right? So it's okay to have a cookie. One slip up doesn't ruin your progress, but know that you have to do a comeback for that, because for every time that you add something that your body has already gotten rid of, there's that tweak, there's that your body trying to adjust. Are we going back to our previous lifestyle? So it starts to, like, there's the confusion there. So I'll tell you that definitely you put on maybe like within those 2 days, maybe there can be like a 1 kg increase or two pounds increase, but it might just necessarily be water weight. It might not be something significant. So you definitely want to don't just ditch the all or nothing mindset where people are saying once you're on a diet, is like it's suffering time. So for the next quarter, I want people to say that they're on a diet, but they'll feel like, okay, for the next quarter it just seems like we're going to be suffering here. No, that's not how it works. It's okay to have a cookie. It's okay to have a piece of cake. It's not something that I would encourage, right? But it's okay to treat yourself, especially if you have been doing good. That means that you've built that healthy habit. I wouldn't say that the first week of your diet or the first week of your lifestyle change, you want to now start maybe on a Friday or Saturday, you want to now get yourself a cookie. No, I would say that after 30 days, when you've built that habit and you're confident in yourself that I can return to my healthy lifestyle even with just this small treat, right? Then I would say, okay, yes, you are qualified to have the treat. But then don't take my word for it. I'm just a coach and I'm someone who likes to put my mind to something, right? So for instance, if someone like me, I decided to take a piece of cupcake, right? I can guarantee that I won't want a second piece of cupcake, right? So it really depends on your level of discipline, is what I'm trying to speak to. Some people are more disciplined than others, right? I can tell you that for me, once I get the momentum going, and after 30 days of already, doing good, I'm seeing the results, I'm motivated to keep up with the results. So chances are, even when you give me like a cupcake, I'm like, don't worry, I'm good. I'll pass on it, right? But understand that you're human. There'll be times where you need to just, do that balance, not deprivation, right? You just need to focus on making better choices. You'll be like, okay, you know what? I can have, some yoga instead. I can have some healthy smoothies instead, and put whatever fruits you love that's going to make it sweet. But the cupcake, I'm like, you know what? With icing, I'm good. I'll pass on it, right? So you don't have to deprive yourself, but the key word there is that weight loss is about balance. You just need to focus on making better choices most of the time, and don't beat yourself up for enjoying life, right? You're human after all, so don't beat yourself up. That's just one of the core things that I wanted to say. So just ditch that all or nothing mindset where you feel like weight loss is equal to punishment. That's not the goal. The goal here for me coming here to speak and especially doing this live is because I know that personally there tends to be like a shame. One of the reasons why I decided to do this live is that there tends to be a stigma when people call themselves and say, you know what, this year is my weight loss year. Even with me, when I see people post that, okay, this year I'm going to be consistent in the gym, I'm going to be consistent, I'm like, yeah, it's easy to get pumped up and all that. I personally am not someone who likes to announce, but I hear that, you know what, having a little bit of accountability, even with announcements, also puts some people in check. I might not be that person. I'm the kind of person that just wants to go get my results, and you gonna see the results. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to announce everything that's going on in my life personally. Contrary to opinion that content creators, because you like to be out there, no. You know, sometimes you can have a platform and not necessarily be like all your public gist is out there. I don't think I'm that person, right? I still want to keep a lot of things to myself. I want to enjoy the small wins. So, but for you, if you feel like you want to announce that this year is going to be your weight loss year, don't let anybody shame you or stigmatize you to not announcing, because that might be what you need to stay consistent, to get yourself consistent every time. I have friends that have said, you know what, this year I'm going to be in the gym. I'm going to build my glutes this year. And they really did. Like, I'm looking at the end of 2024 and I'm looking at where they started, and they really did that. They really, really did that. And I remember when they started, even me, I was doubting. I was like, girl, you don't need those glutes. You'll be fine. They're like, no, no, no. This year's my glutes year. And they did it. They did what they said they were going to do. That was their goal. And they set their mind to it. And I remember the announcement, and I was like, but that is just a personality thing. Some people feel like they want to announce more. And that announcement is them holding themselves accountable, because you don't want to come in the middle of the year and you're like, yeah, about that goal that I set. You know what I'm saying? Forget about that, scrap that. Most times people, and I write about this a lot in my book, people do not want to seem like a failure to other people. So that's one of the things where, you know, announcing about your accountability actually works. So I want to speak on one of the next things that my mind is just leading me to speak on, which is building a support system, right? So you need to find your people, whether it's a friend, family member, or an online community. Having support makes the journey so much sweeter. You can either get a friend who your goals are pretty much similar, and you guys can just hold each other accountable. This works every time. Anyone that's ever had a partner in anything knows that this works every time. All right. And no, don't say divorce. After all, people get divorced. No, I don't mean that. But before the divorce, things were going well, right? So you just need to be able to maximize the partnership, right? So don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. For instance, I coach women one-on-one. I know some people who have a platform, they're like celebrities. So they were saying they didn't want to join the larger group, because I have a larger group of women where I hold people accountable, right? So it's part of some of the services that I offer. I offer a weight loss coaching service, and we do accountability in a very structured way. But some people fear that, you know, they don't want their videos, pictures out there because they're celebrities. So I also do one-on-one. So, but my one-on-one clients, I actually hold you more accountable. I'm literally very mean on you because you don't have a community to fall back on. It's me that is your community, so I'm a little bit more hands-on with that. So if you feel like you need a support system and you feel like you would like me to help, you can also send me an email. My email is going to be in the description box as well. So feel free to build a support system. You can also decide to book a one-on-one consultation for me with me for free, and I'll be available. We can just go through, you know, your mindset. But bear in mind, I always ask, the first thing I always ask is your why, just so that we can start from there. So always get that ready for me, and it's just a 15 minutes consultation, and then I can just help you and put you through how you can walk through your goals, if that helps as well. So speaking to some of my last few points that I just wanted to talk about is tracking your progress, right? I know we already talked about that. Whatever you measure, it gets managed, right? So you want to track your meals, the things that you would definitely want to track in a journal or in a fitness app, or you can use my free tracker. You can track your meals, you can track your workouts, even how you're feeling per time, especially for the females when you're in your what it was on your period. Those times are actually quite challenging for most females. Actually, you sometimes you feel deprived, you feel tired, you have cravings, you're hormonal, you're angry, you just want to indulge. Sometimes you even want to break it. You're like, you know what? It's fine. I'm on my period. Yeah, it's okay. You mustn't be on a diet when you're on period. All those things that you tell yourself just to indulge, right? Whether it's on the scale, in your clothes, or your energy levels, you want to track and see where your mind is per time. Most times when you take time to track your progress for 1 month, you are able to see the consistencies or the lack of, and see where you need to tweak and add a little bit of things. And if your progress stalls, you've got your data to tweak your plan, right? So now it's evident. You've seen your meals, you've seen the progress. So for instance, you're able to impute all your meals for the first week, and then you see the progress of the first week, that okay, I think I gained 1 kg instead of even losing weight. The next week you're able to tweak it and maybe come down a little bit better and work on your diet as well. Then you see that you get progress, right? And you see that maybe you're able to drop the pound, drop, a kg and all that. So you're able to say, okay, this is what I did good in week 2. But if you don't track it, how do you manage it? How do you know that, okay, I need to do this to be able to get this result? I need to do A plus B to be able to get C, right? So very, very important on tracking your progress. You can remove this. I know it seems like a broken record because I've overemphasized this a little bit, and I feel that rightly so, because this is something that needed to be flogged, right? This particular tracking your progress. So I know that the scale is just one measure of success. So I want you to focus on things like celebrating the non-scale victories, right? You have more energy to play with your kids. You'll be feeling stronger. The more you work out, you feel more stronger. You feel lighter. You feel happier. Your body releases endorphins, which is a hormone, the feel-good hormone, the happy hormones. So even the non-scale victories as to how you feel, much more than how you look. How you look is definitely going to become, it's going to be part of the progress. There'll be times where you begin to see your gums, you begin to see your thighs, it's all toned out. You begin to see your arms all toned out. You begin to see your waist getting snatched. You begin to see the abs popping out. All of that is really, really good, right? So those are non-scale victories. You don't have to step on a scale to let a number determine. And I know that I'm saying, and it sounds hypocritical because I'm someone who can actually let the scale determine my mood, right? But I'm saying this to say that I had to work on that majorly, because I was like, especially for the efforts that I put in when I'm on my journey, I was like, what, this scale didn't binge? Only for me to find out that I hit a plateau, right? And that, if you know anything about a plateau, you know that that's hard to bounce back from. But I still was able to bounce that back from that, and that was quite a difficult season for me. So I want to say that you definitely get to a point where you hit a plateau, and that's okay. But try not to focus on the scale alone. It could be that you're using a measuring tape to even measure your waist measurement, your arm measurement, your bust measurement, your hips measurement, whatever it is. And sometimes we neglect that. We actually just focus on the skill because, yes, it's quite convenient. And if I'm being honest, there's a skill that I would highly recommend, not just the ones that give you the number, the ones that give you your body fat mass. It does the BMI calculation for you so that you can even know where you are on the BMI chart. Now, the BMI is not 100%, right? Because the BMI might say that you're overweight when you are actually looking healthy to a natural human being. But that's the thing. Those are some of the restrictions of what is handmade, of the human-made, like human-made research, and some of these things, they have their limitations, right? So I wouldn't say you should focus on the BMI chart, but it definitely guides you as to what seems normal for somebody that is your height. So that's another way to be able to celebrate as well. Every step forward is a win. So soak it all in. So one of the things, and I believe I shared this in some of the mistakes that I made on my diet, on my journey as well. Some of the things that I neglected to do was celebrating my win. I just kept looking forward to a number. I just kept looking forward to a number. I never for once celebrated my progress. And until I got to that number, that was when I began to, get a little bit of joy. And even at that, it wasn't even like good joy. It was just like a little bit, yeah, you finally did it. And then I looked to start looking for the next goal. And I do not recommend that. I just wanted to keep it honest and be honest, right? I'm someone who just likes goals, 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 goals. And even when I smash those goals, I'm not the type that tends to celebrate. I'll celebrate a little bit, then I'll start to, knock myself down, be like, okay, well, you're celebrating this, your mates are in this, right? So you have to set that balance. Don't be like me, right? I had to walk through that. And that's one of the things that I share in my YouTube video about the common mistakes that you need to avoid that is keeping you fat. Sometimes, because I'll be so down on myself, I will now go through the binge cycle of overeating because I was sad or I was depressed. So you don't need to do that, right? Learn to celebrate and look forward. Every step that you're making, make fun of yourself, make jokes that look at you eating fruits now, look at you eating all the healthy food, look at you eating. Imagine all the times that you were eating badly if you had been doing it. Like, tend to like just make jokes about yourself, right? Look at you like ignoring this type of food, even when you say no to certain foods that you ordinarily would have said yes to, right? Just learn to celebrate yourself and say, and wow, encourage yourself that wow, you're really being that girl. Like, don't focus, don't wait for the weight, for the scale to even show you that you're killing it. Personally, to me, you being here watching this video, I feel like you're already killing it, because it takes time to be able to invest in yourself. One thing that I see that people don't invest in themselves, they don't get knowledge. They're waiting for people to just, pour into them, pour into them, pour into them. Sometimes you need to do these things for yourself. It has to be a personal journey, right? So with that being said, it leads me to my final point. Be patient and be kind to yourself. Yes. In the first place, in order for you to lose weight for yourself, especially if your why is for, it's a personal why, it's for self-love, right? You have to be kind to yourself. First things first, it takes a really boss person, a really amazing person to want to work on themselves and want to take a healthy lifestyle. It's much more than losing weight, is what I always tell people. But I don't like to emphasize it because it just seems like you're sounding like a broken record, like a radio ad, right? No, 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 no. It takes an amazing person to decide I want to focus on myself. And it's not even being selfish, actually, because actually you're being selfless, because being healthy and being present for your family. Because one thing people don't tell you is that when you are overweight, you tend to fall sick more often than not. I know how many times during the times where I would say I was borderline overweight and obese, I was always in the hospital, either for depression, insomnia, or I just didn't love myself enough. I was always, even the words I was saying to myself, I wasn't kind to myself. I didn't love myself. So the more you begin to invest in yourself, prioritize what you take in your body, how much you're working out, how much that's like an investment in yourself. Because contrary to the opinion, not many people invest in working out. It's easy. I know that there are days where I don't feel like working out, where I don't feel like showing up. So I know that it's easy for people to just say, you know what's it gonna be, right? I'm gonna get surgery later in the future, and that's good if that's the path that you want to work on. But I'm just saying that showing up for yourself daily, to me, anytime I see people running, or I see people in the trail where I run, or I do my workout, or at the gym, I'm like, wow, people really love themselves. It's much more than that. It's helping your heart rate go up. It's helping yourself, like making sure that your heart is healthy, right? Making sure that you're able to live long for your family, right? Is making sure that you feel good, because it's when you feel good that you can actually be at your best, right? You're more energetic to be able to take up more roles. You're able to talk for hours and not start panting, right? You're able to do all the things, run around with your kids on their soccer field and not feel tired. Versus you sitting in the corner and they're like, "Mommy, come and play with me." But you're like, "You know what? I'm tired. You guys don't understand. My energy level is low." But why is your energy level low though? Because you're not taking care of yourself. But your kids need you to be stronger, to play with them, especially at their younger age when they're less than 18 or any age. You need to be able to go outdoor and just relish and spend time with your family. There's so many advantages to this, and I could go on and on, on and on and on and on, right? So don't let anybody tell you that losing weight is old school. No, there will never be a time that focusing on yourself and feeling good, looking good is out of fashion. That is not true. And much more than that, I know I spoke to this in the last video, that the discipline that you carry in one area of your life, it's kind of moves on to the other areas of your life, right? So if you're disciplined in one area of your life, you carry out that same discipline to other areas of your life. So don't feel like you're selfish. Don't feel like even the times where you're saying, you know what, I'm going to go for this more expensive grocery because it's healthy. Because the truth is, the more organic groceries, especially in the United States here, there's a bit of a higher price margin, right? Compared to the ones that, Yeah, so I understand where people are saying that, it's kind of expensive to live a healthy lifestyle, but you're worth it though. Who says that you're not worth a couple of extra bucks? Who says that your body doesn't deserve um fruits and veggies alone? Because those fruits and veggies are actually the nourishment that God has had determined in the beginning of the world for us to eat. When Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, I didn't hear them saying that there was pizza or they were about to eat pizza. It was an apple, right? So all of these foods that we are consuming now, we need to be able to, I would say, reconsider some of the things that we are eating and really look at it like some of these things is that we were conditioned, we're programmed to think that this is it. And I understand, I get it from the marketing, the arts. It's difficult to get out of these things. But I want you to know that you can make your own healthy ice cream. You can make some banana and some flavors, some vanilla. You can make and freeze it. You can. It's just a craving is what you're craving something sweet. But banana on itself has enough sugar content that can actually make it sweet for you. And all you need to do is start getting used to that content, because some of the foods that we consume, there's so much high sugar content in this world that it's difficult. And we need to keep fighting this battle. So it's much more than you. It's something that you even want to leave as a legacy. One of the legacies that I inherited from my dad was discipline. No sugar. He was always about that life. He was always about working out. He would come back from work in the evenings and he would run around the house. He didn't need to go to the gym. And he was one of the fit people. And he was in a job where most of the men, of course, they were an older age and they were like, okay, they had already retired to living their bellies the way they were. But he made sure that he had that disciplined lifestyle, right? He would fast, he would take his green tea, it would be like no sugar, no this, no that. And I was just like, oh, we used to even make fun of him at some point. But now, look at me now, actually living that life. You can't give what you don't have, right? Sometimes you also have to become, and then when your kids watch you become, they begin to emulate this lifestyle. When they see that, sometimes my kids will say, no, mommy's not gonna take Coke. I'm not there, but I can hear them say, mommy's gonna say no to Coke. She's not gonna take Coke. And that even keeps me in check, because I'm like, okay, you cannot even take the Coke. After people already said, I know mommy's not going to take the Coke, and then boom, I go and take the Coke. That's even giving me an inconsistent character in their eyes. When I'm even like overeating, they're like, you never ever have eaten this quantity in a long while. And I'm like, you know what? That's right. So I want you to focus on being kind to yourself, taking that extra investment on yourself, right? Just being there to just say, okay, I want to be patient with myself. I want to trust the process. I want to understand that if I take more veggies, I take low carb, high protein meals, drink my water, work out, stop eating late at night, I'm going to trust that that process, it might be slow, but it's going to get me the results that I want so that I can feel my very best version of yourself. Some of you have never even lived the best version of yourself. Some have never ever lived the best version of themselves. Some of you are just living like a false, what you think is your best version of yourself. Maybe when you do your makeup, and maybe when you're out partying or drinking alcohol, that is the best version of yourself. But you don't even need to be high for you to be the best version of yourself. The best version of yourself comes from being kind, being patient, and investing in a healthy lifestyle. And you can argue with me on that. There's a highness that you get from being fit, from being healthy, from investing in the things that you take, that you consume. Don't let anybody phase you and think, oh, you know what, you're missing out when you're not taking sugar, when you're not taking ice cream. Nobody's saying you're going to deprive yourself of those things. You will take it in good common sense with balance, if necessary, because don't let anybody shame you when you say no. Who says that salads are not enjoyable? Who says that salads are actually not enjoyable? They're actually enjoyable, contrary to opinion. So I want you to also know that this journey takes time, and it's okay. The progress might be slow. It's okay. Be patient. Trust the process. I know that I can dwell on this because this was one of my own issues, especially like I said, when you set a deadline. One of the cons with setting a deadline is that people tend to lose patience, right? So you have to trust the process, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. You're doing amazing. I'm proud of you. I'm rooting for you, but I need you to be patient. And I think I can dwell on this for a little bit. So, one of the reasons why I decided that I want to come and just discuss was that I would hear some ads and people would be like, oh, this is my New Year resolution. And people are like, no, 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 not the weight loss New Year resolution. And people will laugh, right? Like, no, 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 we're not doing weight loss resolution. So even some people that have it in mind that this year I want to lose weight and I want to start from beginning of the year, I found that people were being shamed. So now you will go through your status and you see that less people are like, you know what, I'm not putting out, that I'm going to lose weight this year. Maybe this is the way God has destined for me to be. Hell no. Heck no. God did not destine for you to be in a way that it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, you can't move around much, you're not healthy, you can't run. If they say a lion is coming, a dog is chasing you, you are going to like, no, you can't keep up. That's not God's plan. God wants you to be able to run around, to be healthy, to smile more, to laugh, to be able to raise your kids. That's what God wants. He wants you to live your life to the fullest, right? He wants you to use your youth to serve him. So there's no way that you're using your youth when you're uncomfortable, you can't move around. Some people cannot climb staircase to save their life. And I'm not shaming anybody, but I'm saying I need to break that mindset that I'm okay the way I am. Yes, you're okay the way you are. You love yourself, but you can be better. If you can listen to self-productivity videos, you can listen to videos where they're talking about how to make more money. Why don't you say, you know what, I'm just comfortable with the little income that I am. I'm content. I don't need to have much money. Because that was what we used to say, especially in Christianity back then. Now we're content. You don't need too much money. That the Bible says that it's hard for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. The love for money is evil, right? So you cannot tell me that God does not want balance in everything and he doesn't want you to balance your lifestyle as well. Yes, we all have different body structures, different shapes, right? But there's just something to be said about when you're putting your best effort in living a healthy lifestyle. You cannot tell me that consuming GMO foods, consuming foods that have been manipulated, consuming foods that are in unhealthy state, expired foods, highly processed foods, non-nutritive sweeteners, sugar contents, that it's all part of God's plan. That means you don't love yourself. That's just what I'm getting. That you're like, you know what, I'm okay the way I am. No, 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 no. And I'm the person that can be in the position to tell you, because I have a sweet tooth, right? I've been overweight before. So I understand that sometimes there are coaches that will tell you that you need to lose weight, but they've never been fat though. So they can't even speak on your journey. But I've been there, I've been in both sides. I'm still on my journey, because don't get me wrong. I'm still a constant work in progress. So that's where you know that there's the point where you get to where in life it's just all about humility. We're just all working towards what we call is the best version of ourselves. Then leave the job where you are, or don't work and say, you know what, God doesn't want me to work, he's going to provide, right? God doesn't want me to dress up. I don't need to buy any clothes. I can even go out nude. I can even go out with like my raggedy clothes. Then why is the same thing now applicable to like your weight loss, where you're now saying that, you know what, I think I'm okay the way I am. All of us are not meant to be skinny, because I've told myself all of these things. I've told myself all of these things, where I would see someone who is slimmer and she's a mom, even though she was a mom of, maybe, for instance, I have 3 kids. I would see someone who is a mom of 4, 5 kids and she's looking fit and looking good. And I would tell myself, well, it's the way her genetics is, it's the way her body is. No, no, no. That person is paying a price that you don't know. That person is paying a price. So don't tell me that everybody was just born this way. Some people are just born with more healthier bones. Some people are just born with like it's a healthier version. Like it's a gift. It's just the way their body is made. It's the way the structure of their body is. No, nobody was born into that lifestyle. Yes, that's where your job as a parent can come, by helping your kids make the right choices early, so that it already becomes a lifestyle, right? That's what we are trying to work on. If we can start them, and I think that's one of the reasons why, even with the battle of our kids and their cravings, it starts from when they are younger, right? Because they know that once you can target children when they are younger, the job is already done. They are so used to these sweet things, the non-healthy food, that it's difficult to even combat the craving. But if you can focus on starting your kids early into this healthy lifestyle, so whether you're on a diet, you can have your kids start taking more of the healthy things that you're consuming. You can have them, that starts focusing on what it is that you're eating, and say, okay, so why do you think that this thing is it healthy? Like, you would hear my kids say, oh, is that healthy? We all watch documentaries on healthy, how sugar is made, how Nutella is made, how ice cream is made, how icing is made. It's good for us to watch those videos to see it. So you're not completely ignorant, because some of us, we give the excuses of ignorance, right? But ignorance is no longer an excuse, especially in this digital age where you have access to all a plethora of information. So ignorance is no longer an excuse, right? So you have to constantly make sure that you're getting educated, getting knowledge. And I think that's another thing to even say, and to also include in this life, that if your goal is to lose weight, right, you need to focus on being on the side of whatever social media that you're consuming, on the healthy side. So you need to focus on getting knowledge in these areas, right? So for instance, you're lacking the knowledge of weight loss, healthy meals, then you should be following pages where they are giving you options on how to create healthy meals, right? As opposed to you starving. There's so many foods that you haven't even exposed yourself to, that you're probably going to enjoy, but you're so used to the ones that you've been consuming before, that you're not even trying new things. There's so many others that you can try that you might actually enjoy much more than the unhealthy ones. And in all honesty, who says that the foods that you're consuming are the best foods that you've ever tasted? You still need to be exposed to like healthier options. There are always healthier versions of doing even your favorite meal. Sometimes it could be just focusing on making sure that you're not eating out. But if you're that person and you want to take your weight loss very seriously, you really, 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 really want to change things up for yourself, and you feel like you've watched this, maybe you watch this on the replay, you're live with me, I see you, right? And you need help, because my whole channel, I have posted videos how I did my weight loss. I have tried everything. I have been the lab rat at this point. I've done waist training, fasted, saltwater flush, gallon of water per day, all of those stuff. But I can tell you that this is a personal journey, and you need help. Sometimes you need help. Some people can't hold themselves accountable, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to walk with you. If you want one-on-one consultation, you can send me an email. If you feel like you need a community of women, right, who would build each other up, who would hold your hands through the journey, so that when you're weak, because there will be times when you feel like quitting. There will be times when you feel like quitting, for sure. If there are times where you feel like quitting and you just want to give up, I'm here to guide you. I have a community where I can put you in, and you're able to get the results that you want. So please, please, I need you to take your weight loss seriously this year. Let this year be the year. Let this year be the year that you actually take your weight seriously, like you're losing weight. Don't let anybody phase you that people are not losing weight. People are actually getting results. Don't let anybody tell you that people are no longer losing weight the natural way, because I see that seems to be a thing. People are actually losing weight the natural way. Not everybody is getting a gastric sleeve and coming to tell you that, yeah, I lost weight. No, no, no. Because if I did it the gastric sleeve, or you do it the fast route, right? You take the shortcut, is what it's called. You won't have enough knowledge to give someone, because you haven't really, really been through the process, right? So you need to be able to submit yourself to a process so that you can really become, because that process is what makes you become. That's what really makes you who you are. So please, take this year. Don't let anybody discourage you. Even if you don't need help, there are a plethora of videos that you can watch that can actually put you through. Weight loss is actually easy. The process is where people get tired. The formula is easy. You're in a calorie deficit, you work out, you eat healthy, you drink your water, you mind your business, you pray, you track your progress, you get your results. Now, the process from A to Z, right? People get discouraged in between, right? Either you start to compare other people's weight loss progress that you've seen, or you start hating on yourself, or you start getting discouraged. And that's where you need like a community. That's where you need a coach during that period. I'm available, but without that, I know that you can also do it with the help of God. So if you need God's help during this process, please seek God's help. Actually ask God to show you how you can actually get rid of the weight. Walk with God each time. Each time. And that's why I always feel like it's much more than weight loss. It's much more than, like people say, it's a lifestyle, but mostly the discipline, your spirituality, your senses will be so high. You'll be so sensitive that you know that it's much more than weight loss. You understand when I'm saying that it's much more than weight loss. Is the discipline in that area. If you're someone who studies your Bible, or who reads, or who has ever immersed themselves in anything, right? Is an authority in anything, is an expert in anything, you know that you need to submit yourself to a process. But because our generation, we are so faced by shortcuts. We all want shortcuts. Trust me, I've tried. I already booked like a consultation on like a gastric sleeve so I would know. But then I just said, you know what? Before I actually considered this an option, because I didn't have the money for that. And I thought about it, that instead of getting the money for the surgery, and I saw that you had to recover, there was also pain. I was like, okay, so there's pain after the surgery. Why don't I do the pain and just go through the process? That was what I said to myself. Plus the money part too, right? And I gave it my best, and I was like, God, I need you to show me my part, because I was tired of that situation. So you need to be tired of your current situation. Like, there has to be more. You need to be tired. You need to be like, I'm exhausted. Like, I want to say that you're disgusted, because I don't want you to, that's self-loathing, right? But just with the situation of things where you're like, you know what, I feel like I can do better. I feel like I can be better. I can feel better. So until you get out of that your comfort zone, where you're like, you know what, this isn't how my life is supposed to be. This is how I'm supposed to look. This isn't how I should be eating food. I shouldn't be eating it with gluttony spirit. You can eat and reserve for later. You can eat in small portions and be okay. Now that is contentment, not gluttony. So I just wanted to come out here, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be doing this live for 7 days. I'm going to be sharing some knowledge, some nuggets that I have gotten, especially on my part on my weight loss journey. I'm going to be sharing some insights, whatever topics. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please feel free to leave them. Especially if you have questions in regards to anything that you're needing clarity in regards to weight loss or whatever it is, just leave it in the comment section. Just let me know, and then I will definitely speak to it, because I've gotten so much knowledge that I decided to share. And some of those knowledge, most of the knowledge I already put in my book. It's a self-help book. It's a how-to guide on how you can lose weight, especially for mommies and for beginners. It's not just for mommies, even though the book says it's for mommies. It's actually for beginners, people that have no idea how to lose weight. They don't even know the how to, right? They don't even know where to begin. I'm here for you. And like I said, if you have any questions, and I want you to know that everything that I'm saying in this live, I'm saying it from a place of love. I'm saying it from a place of wanting to encourage people, because I see that there's lots of discouragements with people on a weight loss journey. I just sense that some people are needing this encouragement more than others, especially in the new year, because people are like, is this gonna be the year? Or is this, some people are like, they don't even want to put themselves out there so that they don't feel disappointed amongst themselves, so they just keep up with their lifestyle. But I'm going to be sharing with you how you can take advantage of the new year. I know I already spoke to that, how to set new year goals, especially your weight loss goals. But I'm also going to be speaking to how you can take advantage on my next live, how you can take advantage, especially of this fasting season. Is a spiritual fasting season, and it was one of the things that helped me and spurred me into action, right, through a revelation that I had. And I'm going to be sharing that with people as well. So hopefully I catch you in my next live, because it will be exciting to see y'all. And let me know if there's any other topic, like I said, in weight loss that you want me to address. I'll be more than happy to address that. With that being said, I thank you so much for watching. I just wanted this to be an hour long, and I have already reached like my hour long max. And with that being said, I'll see you and you'll see my face for the next couple of days going live, to encourage people that are needing to be on a weight loss journey and should be already. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, seriously.